Now, whenever we talk about file system, so what generally the file system can be used to manage. We have the programs like allocating space or for file systems on logical volumes. We can create the file systems. We can make file system space available to the users on the system, and to monitor the kind of file system space usage. Because let's say whenever there is a space crunch on the hard disk, then we can go to some of the programs like disk utility on the operating systems, where we can actually see the kind of storage that is actually used, or what kind of storage the entire file system has took place. So also we can have the features or the programs with respect to backing up file systems, because in terms of event failures or the kind of system crash, we can use these backup mechanisms of the file systems to actually use them in terms of any data loss. And also we can make some of the snapshots of the file systems at a given point. And also we can make maintain these file systems in a consistent way. So for this, we have different kind of checks with respect. So most of the commands which you're seeing are with respect to the Linux, where we have the mount command, where we have restore. The same kind of things are also applicable on the Windows, on the GUI kind of thing, where we have the disk management in Windows that can be used. So we'll try to see the kind of disk management practically using some of the access on the Windows as well as Linux operating system. So this is how the other commands like makefs, where we can create the kind of file system on the Linux or on the new FS. Let's say there is a empty space available on the hard disk, then we can use these kind of commands to make the file system on the partition or on the free space that is available. And we can use the command like fsck to actually check and repair. So this kind of things we may be using in our day-to-day use. Like let's say there is any kind of corruption in the disk or on the partition, then we'll use this file system check. In Linux this is the fsck, and even Windows we have the same command. Or we can directly right click and we can go for this file system check, so that if there is any kind of corruption or a check needed on the file system to repair and retrieve the corrupted files, then the file system itself will actually try to check, is there any kind of corruption or is there any kind of gaps in the kind of file system that is already established. So using these commands also we can use those commands. And the other important parameter is the file system fragmentation. So this fragmentation, what happens is, so whenever we store some data on the file system, so according to the free space that is available, the data will be placed on the hard disk or on the physical medium using the file system. So what happens is, now let's say there may be some updations with respect to the files that are stored. So it may not be sequential, but what happens is whenever there is a deletion of a file or a folder, so then there may be empty gaps or with respect to the files or with respect to the space that is available on the partition. Now, this is all the defragmented or the fragmentation kind of that is already happened on the storage. Now, using the feature of this defragmentation on the file system, most of the file systems are having this feature. Now, what happens is the file system will try to remove these spaces or try to make all the file systems in the sequential kind of thing, so that it will be easy for the retrieval of the files. So this is how the fragmentation and the defragmentation will be taken place with respect to the file system for easy access or to make the kind of data in a sequential manner. Now, again, we have different kind of fragmentation techniques where we have file fragmentation. This concerns with respect to the computer disk files that are not stored at a single point, but are scattered across the hard disk. Okay. And with respect to this, we can have the defragmentation. Then we have a free space fragmentations. That means whenever there is empty space on a disk that is available, so the files can be stored. So again, there may be this file can be scattered across the free spaces, or this may be one kind of thing. And the other thing is related file fragmentation, where this is with respect to the referring of the files or the kind of locations of the file system. So to make this kind of things, we again go for the kind of behavior called defragmentation, where all these different fragmentations can be stored into a sequential. Now, this is one example. Now, let's say in the first case, when the file is not fragmented, everything will be in a sequential, or everything can be accessed as it is. But in the fragmentation, so based on the free space available, the file can be stored at different parts. So similarly, with respect to the free space, again, the files can be stored as it is, file 1, file 2, file 3, then there will be a free space. But in terms of fragmented free space, the different files can be stored on the available free spaces. And with respect to the kind of related file fragmentation, the locations with respect to the files or the records can be scattered across the files. So this is with respect to the kind of behavior or the kind of available things that are with respect to the file systems. So this is where the different file systems are available on the different operating systems, where we have the file systems like FAT or ext or the NTFS or the Unix kind of things with respect to different operating systems. Based on that, we have the behavior changed, or we have the operating system support with respect to that. So the next, if you have any doubts, then we can take a quick question and answers. Or the next part is we'll deal with respect to the operating system basics. Then we'll move on to the Windows as well as the Linux operating systems, the basic introduction of them. Then we'll quickly move on to the hardening of them.